3 days before it happened, you felt it. That strange heaviness in your chest that you could not explain to anyone. That sense that something was coming, even though nothing looked different yet. You ignored it because how do you tell someone that the air feels wrong? That your own heartbeat sounds like a warning? And then it came, the thing that was designed to erase you. Not just hurt you, erase you. Make it so that your name, your dreams, your future all became past tense. But here is what they miscalculated. They built their plan around the version of you they thought they knew, the one they could predict, the one they could corner. They did not account for what I placed inside you before they ever made their first move. A core they could not touch, a light they could not dim, a purpose they could not rewrite. So when their plan hit you with everything it had, something in you did not break. It bent, yes, it bled, absolutely, but it did not break. And that is the part they are still trying to understand, how you are still standing, how you are still breathing, how you are still breathing, how you are still here after what was supposed to end you. Let me tell you exactly how. Because I never let go, what you went through was not random. The pain you felt was real. The nights you cried were real. The moments you wanted to give up were real. But the outcome they planned for you never happened because I stood in the way. You are still here, still breathing, still reading these words. And that alone proves that what tried to end you did not win. Before you keep going, do me a favor. Like this video right now as an act of faith, because what comes next will change how you see everything you have been through. Let me be very clear with you. That situation that nearly destroyed you was not small. It was designed with precision. It was meant to strip you of your peace, your hope, and your future piece by piece, until there was nothing left. But I placed something inside you that you did not even recognize at the time. A strength you could not name, a resilience you did not know existed. And while you thought you were fighting alone, I was redirecting outcomes, blocking paths that would have ended differently, and holding things together when they should have fallen apart. There were moments when one wrong move could have changed everything, moments where the weight was too much and the pressure too great. But I made sure those moments did not define you. I made sure you kept moving, even when you did not have the energy. I made sure you survived, even when survival felt impossible. Type Amen if you hear me right now. You kept going when everyone expected you to quit. You held on when the pain told you to let go. That was not luck. That was not coincidence. That was me refusing to let what was designed to destroy you succeed. There were unseen battles fought over your life. Outcomes shifted that you will never fully understand. Doors closed that needed to close, and doors opened that were meant for you alone. That is why you are still standing, even if you feel exhausted, even if you feel worn down. You are still standing because I decided you would. What you experienced was not wasted. Every tear mattered, every sleepless night served a purpose. Every moment you felt forgotten was actually a moment I was reshaping you for what is ahead. I did not allow that pain to destroy you. I allowed it to prepare you. I turned what was meant for harm into something that will carry you into your future, even if you cannot fully see it yet. Even if the weight still feels heavy at times, you are no longer controlled by what happened. It no longer defines you because I already rewrote the ending. Listen closely because I need you to understand this. There are people who did not survive what you went through. There are paths that ended very differently for others, but you were never left to face it alone. Even when it seemed like you were, even when it felt like no one cared, I was holding you in ways you could not perceive. That quiet voice that told you to keep going, That sudden strength that appeared when you had none left. That was not you. That was me carrying you through something that was never meant to be your end. Type 111 if you believe this. Now, I want you to see something clearly. The fact that it failed means your life carries a weight of purpose that goes beyond what you have seen so far. There is something ahead of you that required you to survive that season, something that could not happen if you had been taken out back then. That is why I intervened. That is why I fought for you when you could not fight for yourself. Your survival was not random, it was intentional. It was necessary, and it is proof that your story is far from over. You may still have questions. You may still wonder why certain things were allowed to happen in the first place. But understand this. Not everything that comes against you is meant to stay, and not everything that hurts you is meant to finish you. Some things are permitted for a moment, but they are never given the authority to complete their mission. I decide what reaches its end in your life, and what came against you was stopped before it could accomplish what it was sent to do. That is why you are here right now. Do not underestimate the significance of your survival. Do not look at it as something ordinary. There were battles you never saw. There were moments I stepped in at exactly the right time. You may have felt like you were barely hanging on, but from where I stand, you were being preserved for something that is still unfolding. This is not the end of your story. It is proof that your story continues. What failed against you will not rise the same way again because it has already been exposed and broken. The power it tried to hold over you has been removed. What remains is the strength that was built inside you because of it. You are not the same person you were before that season, and you are not meant to be. You have been refined, tested, and prepared for what comes next, even if you are still discovering it step by step. Take a moment and drop a comment below, telling me one thing you are grateful for right now. It does not have to be big, just something that reminds you that you are still here for a reason. That realization is not small. It is the beginning of a different way of living. One where fear no longer controls your decisions. You are learning to walk forward with a new kind of awareness, an awareness that comes from knowing you were protected when you did not even realize it. There are parts of you that have changed in ways you may not fully recognize yet. The way you see challenges, the way you respond to pressure, the way you think about your own value. All of it has shifted because of what you endured. You may have thought everything was falling apart, but in truth, something inside you was being rebuilt. I was removing what could not carry you into the future I prepared for you, and even if it felt painful, what remains is stronger, clearer, and more aligned with where you are going next. Type 10 if you trust God right now. I want you to understand something that will settle your heart. The same force that tried to break you will not have the same access again. You are no longer in the same position you once were. You have grown past certain traps. You have seen through certain lies. You have developed a strength that cannot easily be shaken. What once overwhelmed you will not have the same effect now because you are not the same person anymore. I have taken you through a process that has changed how you stand, how you think, and how you move forward. There were moments when you felt like everything was slipping through your fingers, moments when you could not find anything solid to hold on to. But even in those moments, I was giving you something deeper than temporary stability. I was teaching you how to stand without depending on things that can be taken away. I was building a foundation inside you that does not collapse when circumstances shift. That is why you are still here with quiet strength, even after everything you faced. You may still feel echoes of what happened, memories may surface, emotions may return without warning, but they do not control you the way they used to. You have learned how to process them differently, how to move through them, instead of being trapped by them. That is growth. That is transformation. And it is something that could only come from surviving what you went through. There is also something else happening that you need to recognize. Doors are beginning to open that were closed before. Opportunities are forming that were not available in the past. Connections are being made that align with where you are going. This is not random. This is the result of you being repositioned for what comes next. I am aligning your path with what will support your growth and your purpose. Type 333 if you walk by faith. You may notice that your focus is changing in ways you did not plan. Things that once seemed critical may no longer hold the same weight. Things you overlooked before may now feel more important. This is part of the shift happening within you. I am adjusting your vision so you can see what is truly valuable and what is not. Do not resist this change, even if it feels uncomfortable. Growth always moves you out of what you are used to, but what you are moving toward is better than what you are leaving behind. You are not losing your life. You are gaining a deeper understanding of it. You are stepping into a version of yourself that is more aligned, more aware, and more prepared for what is ahead. And here is something important. If this message has meant something to you, if it has given you hope or clarity, I want to ask you to consider supporting this work. There is a donation link in the comments. I do not share these messages for profit. I share them because I believe they matter, but creating content that reaches people like you takes time and resources. If you feel led to give, even a small amount helps keep this going. And if you cannot give, that is okay too. Just share this with someone who needs to hear it. What tried to destroy you was not stronger than the purpose I placed within you. It came with force. It came with pressure. But it did not come with authority. Authority belongs to me, and I did not give it permission to end your story. That is why it failed. That is why you are still here, and that is why you will continue moving forward. Type 444 to affirm this truth. You are not walking forward empty-handed. Even if it felt like everything was taken, you are carrying lessons, strength, and insight you did not have before. Those things will guide you in ways you may not fully understand yet. They will help you make better choices. They will help you avoid paths that are not meant for you. They will help you recognize what aligns with your purpose. You are equipped beyond what you can see right now. As you keep moving, you will start to see how everything connects. Moments that felt random will begin to make sense. Situations that confused you will reveal their purpose. You will see that nothing you went through was wasted. Even the hardest parts had meaning. I have been weaving everything together into something that will serve your future in ways you cannot imagine yet. There is a quiet strength building inside you, one that does not need to announce itself to be real. It is steady, it is grounded, and it is growing with every step you take. That strength will carry you through what is ahead without the same struggle you once experienced. You are not being sent back into the same storm. You are being led into a different season entirely. You are also learning how to trust on a level that goes deeper than before. Not just trust in what you can see, but trust in what you have already experienced. You have proof now. You have seen what happens when something tries to take you out and fails. That experience is something you can lean on as you move forward. It is evidence that you are not alone and that you are being watched over. If you are still here, let me know by leaving a like on this video. It helps more than you know. Stay steady in this moment, because what is unfolding is not small. You are being repositioned, realigned, and prepared. The path ahead may not look the way you imagined, but it is leading you exactly where you need to be. What failed against you has already played its part. Now you are stepping into what was always meant for you. Every step you take now is being guided with intention. Even when you cannot see the full picture, you are not wandering aimlessly. You are being led. There is a confidence beginning to rise in you, and it is different from anything you felt before. It is not loud. It does not demand recognition, but it is real and it is steady. This confidence is not based on perfect circumstances. It is based on what you have already survived. You know now that even when things feel heavy, you are not easily broken. That awareness changes everything. I want you to recognize how far you have come. Not just in what happened around you, but in what changed within you. You do not react the same way anymore. You do not carry the same fears. You are learning to pause, to think, to move with intention instead of panic. That shift did not happen overnight. It came through everything you endured. What felt like pressure has now become part of your strength. There were moments when you felt like you were losing control, like everything was beyond your reach. But what you did not see was that I was taking control in ways that protected you from outcomes far worse. What felt like chaos was not without limits. What felt like loss was not without purpose. I was shaping the outcome even when you could not recognize it. You were never without covering, even when it felt like you were exposed. You are entering a space where you will make decisions with greater clarity. You will notice that fear and pressure do not influence you the way they used to. Instead, there is a calm that allows you to see things as they are. This is not something you forced. It is something I have been building within you. It is a sign that you are moving into a more stable way of living. Type 666 if you believe you are protected. There are opportunities forming around you right now. Even if they are not fully visible, they are not accidental. They are connected to everything you endured. What you went through prepared you to recognize them when the time comes. You will not miss what is meant for you, because I will make it clear when it appears. You are being positioned to receive what aligns with your path. Do not let doubt pull you back into old thinking. There may be moments when uncertainty tries to return, when old fears try to resurface, but you are not in the same place anymore. Those thoughts do not have the same power. You have already seen what happens when something tries to destroy you and fails. That truth is stronger than any doubt trying to rise. What you are becoming now is not something that can easily be undone. The version of you that existed before is gone. Not because you lost yourself, but because you outgrew who you used to be. You evolved, you adapted, you became someone stronger, wiser, and more capable. And that version of you is the one stepping into what comes next. You may still have days when you feel tired, days when the weight seems heavy again, but even on those days, you are not the same. You know how to carry it differently now. You know how to move through it instead of being stopped by it. You have learned that hard days do not mean you are going backward. They just mean you are still moving, still growing, still becoming. There is also peace beginning to settle within you. It may come quietly, in small moments. In the way you breathe a little easier, in the way you sleep a little better, in the way you wake up with less fear than before. That peace is not random. It is a sign that the pressure you were under is lifting. I am restoring what was shaken, but I am restoring it in a stronger form. What returns to you will not be the same as what you lost. It will be better suited for who you are now. You are being taught how to move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. There were things you held on to that you thought were essential, but they were actually slowing you down. Now you are learning to walk lighter, to think clearer, to act with greater purpose. This is not about losing everything. It is about gaining what truly matters. You are being aligned with what will support your growth, not hinder it. If this message resonated with you, take a second to share it with someone who might need to hear it today. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness is passing along hope to someone who is running low. And again, if you feel moved to support this mission, the donation link is in the comments. Every bit helps continue bringing messages like this to people who need them most. I also want you to know that I see your effort. I see the days you push through, even when you do not feel like it. I see the moments you choose to keep going when quitting feels easier. I see the strength you show, even when you think no one notices. You are not invisible. Your effort is not unnoticed, and it is building something in you that will matter more than you realize. You are also developing discernment you did not have before. You are learning to recognize what serves you and what does not. You are learning to set boundaries that protect your peace. You are learning to say no to what drains you and yes to what aligns with your purpose. That kind of wisdom does not come from reading about it. It comes from living through what you lived through. There is a version of your future that is forming right now, one that reflects the strength you have gained and the lessons you have learned. You are not going back to who you were. You are moving toward who you were always meant to become. And the gap between where you are now and where you are going is closing with every step you take. Type Amen if you receive this. I am not finished with you yet. There are layers of your purpose that have not been revealed. There are opportunities that have not appeared. There are connections that have not been made, but they are coming. And when they arrive, you will be ready because of everything you have already survived. You are being prepared in ways you cannot fully see. Trust the process even when it does not make sense. What is ahead of you is not going to look like what is behind you. The challenges will be different. The lessons will be different. But you will not face them the same way you faced the old ones. You are stronger now. You are wiser now. You are more equipped now, and that makes all the difference. So keep moving, keep trusting. Keep believing that what you went through was not the end of your story, but the beginning of a new chapter. One where you walk with greater confidence, greater peace, and greater purpose. You were chosen for this, and nothing that tried to stop you succeeded. That alone should tell you everything you need to know about what is coming next. There is something else you need to understand. This season is not just about recovery. It is about stepping into authority you did not have before. The trials you faced revealed what you are made of. And now that you know, you carry yourself differently. People can sense it, even if they cannot explain it. There is a presence around you now that was not there before. This presence is not arrogance. It is the quiet confidence of someone tested who did not break. Someone who faced fire and came out refined instead of consumed. You do not just survive what was meant to destroy you, you transform. And that transformation makes you dangerous to every plan that comes against you moving forward. Think about those who doubted you, the ones who counted you out. They were watching, waiting for you to fall, but you did not fall. You stumbled. Yes, you struggled. Absolutely. But you did not fall. And now they see something in you that makes them uncomfortable because your survival challenges their narrative. It proves that what they thought impossible is actually possible. Do not dim your light to make others comfortable. Do not shrink to fit spaces too small for who you have become. You were not saved from destruction to play small. You were saved because something significant ahead requires the fullness of who you are. Every time you show up fully, You fulfill the purpose written for you before any of this began. Type 777 if you are ready to walk in your full purpose. Let me address something many feel but do not talk about. Guilt. You feel guilty for surviving when others did not. Guilty for moving forward when people you care about are still stuck. Guilty for experiencing joy after pain, but hear this clearly, your survival is not a betrayal. Your healing is not an insult. Your progress does not take anything away from anyone. When people see you rising after falling, smiling after crying, building after losing, it plants a seed. A seed that says, maybe I can too. You are healing as an example, as proof that what looks like the end is not always the end. Release the guilt, it does not serve you. Instead, carry gratitude. Gratitude that you made it, that you are still here, that you have the chance to build something new. That gratitude will fuel you in ways guilt never could. Now, I want to talk about relationships because some are about to shift. Not everyone who was with you in the valley is meant to walk with you on the mountain. Some people were only assigned to that season. Their role has ended. And if you try to drag them into a season they are not prepared for, you will slow your own progress. This does not mean you stop caring. It means you recognize that growth sometimes requires distance. Some will celebrate your growth, others will resent it. Pay attention. Your discernment is sharper now. Trust it. You will also attract new people. People who match your frequency now. People who understand your language. People who see your value without you proving it. These connections will feel different, lighter, more aligned. That is because they are meant for this chapter. Do not rush them, but do not resist them either. And if you have been feeling alone, understand that isolation is often preparation. I separate you so I can speak clearly without noise. I pull you away to build something that could not be built in the crowd. Your alone time is not punishment, it is preparation. It is the space where transformation happens. Type 888 if you understand this now. Something is shifting in your mind. The way you think about problems is changing. What used to send you into panic now makes you pause and assess. You are learning the difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is emotional and impulsive. Responding is intentional and strategic. The more you respond instead of react, the more control you have over outcomes. This mental shift is one of the most valuable things you gained. You notice it when you stay calm while everything around you is chaotic. When you make decisions from clarity instead of fear. When you choose peace over proving a point, that is power. That is growth. Your relationship with time is also changing. You used to rush, force, panic when things did not happen on your timeline. But now you are learning to trust timing. Delays are not denials. Closed doors are redirections. Waiting is not wasting. Everything has its season, and forcing something before its time only creates problems. This does not mean you become passive. It means you move with wisdom. You plant seeds and water them, but you do not dig them up every day to check growth. You trust the process. You trust that what is meant for you will not miss you. That kind of trust changes everything. I also want to remind you that your story is not finished. What you have been through is one chapter, but there are many more ahead. And the best chapters are the ones you have not read yet. The ones that will surprise you. The ones that will exceed what you hoped for. The ones that will make you grateful for everything that led you to them. Do not limit your future by what happened in your past. The past informed you. It did not define you. You get to decide what comes next. You get to choose how you show up. You get to write the next part of your story with intention and purpose. And every choice you make from this place of strength, every step you take from this place of clarity, every decision you make from this place of peace, it all adds up to something greater than you can imagine right now. Before I close, I want to ask you something. If this message has touched you, if it has given you hope or strength or clarity, do two things. First, leave a comment below telling me what stood out to you most. I read every single one. Your words matter. Your story matters. Second, if you are able, consider supporting this work through the donation link in the comments. Creating these messages takes time, energy, and resources. If this helped you, your support helps me continue reaching others who need to hear it. Even the smallest contribution makes a difference. And if you cannot give financially, just sharing this video is more than enough. What I want you to walk away with today is this. You were not saved from destruction to live a small life. You were not pulled through the fire to hide in the shadows. You were not protected through the storm to play it safe forever. You were saved because you have purpose. You were protected because you have assignment. You were kept because you have something to give that only you can give. The world needs what you carry. The people around you need what you learned. The future needs who you are becoming. So step into it fully, walk into it boldly, live it unapologetically. You are a chosen one, and everything that tried to convince you otherwise has already failed. Now it is your turn to rise. Now it is your turn to build. Now it is your turn to become everything you were created to be. Type Amen one last time if you are ready to walk in this truth. And remember, what tried to destroy you failed, but what is ahead of you will not. It will succeed because I am with you every step of the way.